Today I'm going to be showing you my custom fantasy CMF that I created. There's a mix of knights, rogues, and wizards, most of them having custom pieces, decals, and capes that I made. There's a total of 12 figures, so let's get right into it. The first figure is a forest rogue. He has a gold and green color scheme, which complements his orange hair very well. He has a custom waist and shoulder cape equipped with a golden knife and sword. This figure is surely able to sneak around the forest, taking out his opponents swiftly and effectively. But he is not alone, as his sister, who always has his back, is more than able to protect him if he ever gets into trouble. She's equipped with a bow and arrow, and wearing a brown and green color scheme as opposed to her brother, together forming an impenetrable team. Next is a vampire assassin, who I gave a black outfit with silver accents and armor, has straps and buckles around his arms and legs, has a worn and torn sword that tells a story. With those piercing red eyes, he is sure to strike fear at night, fall. Now, we have a fire sorcerer, inspired by Middle Eastern attire. She's wearing a Star Wars Royal Guard helmet that works great as a sort of niqab or burqa. Red draping robes with flaming gold accents, suited to fit into the desert. I think the cape especially came out very neat. Keeping with the hot and fiery theme, we have a Magma Monster. Using the Korg headpiece from Marvel, I decided to turn it into a molten stone with lava coursing through the whole figure. I made a custom chest piece as well as some fists in order to beef him up a bit. The fists were made by modifying the Spider-Man cuff pieces, and were intended to be used similar to the metallic fists piece used in Chima. On the opposite side of the spectrum, we have an ice barbarian. I experimented with cotton to make some fur elements to accent the figure's boots. Cape, add waist, has a giant ice axe and shield, which will ensure no one messes with him. Someone else you might encounter in the cold and chilly landscapes is the Ice Mage. Although fairly simple in design, I think I made great use out of the Zodiac Master's torso from the DC CMF series. I used hollow studs to create glove tops. Overall, simple but clean. Next is a character inspired by The Witcher, a warrior for hire intended to hunt down dangerous creatures and monsters. To make him, I found and cut out a material intended to look like chainmail and applied it to the torso and shoulder armor. The shoulder armor piece is also completely made from scratch, that I later painted brown. The rest of the figure is relatively simple. The only other notable things are the hair and sword, as they're not official pieces from Lego. The following figure is the most basic of the bunch, but that was on purpose. It's supposed to represent a default character you would be able to select in an RPG, with basic armor and sword, intended to be customized to your liking. This version comes in a blue and gray color scheme, but depending on your liking, you could choose to have a different color scheme. For example, this is what you could do with the gold and white color scheme. Black and yellow, and brown and green. The final magic-wielding figure is this evil wizard. I chose to give him purple and gold color robes to complement the pink skin. I used the harpy head from previous CMF series, and used a black beard and hair to complement it. I think it was another great use of a relatively unpopular figure that meshes really well with these elements combined together. The second to last figure is the Dark Spartan. This figure probably used the largest amount of unofficial pieces and enhancements. Custom chest piece, helmet, has some gauntlet pieces attached to the wrists, and leg armor attachments, all painted in a black and silver color scheme with red eyes and red cape, definitely making him look dark and menacing. Speaking of dark and menacing, I saved the best for last. The Death Knight. Tattered cape, bone decals on arms and legs, and an alternate skull head under the helmet. He is the antithesis of dark and edgy. He is equipped with a mace made out of a gear piece and carrying a decayed shield. He was inspired by the skeleton costume seen in yet another previous CMF. but a darker and more medieval twist to it. That concludes this showcase. If you enjoyed, let me know which figure was your favorite. And please leave some suggestions and ideas for future custom figures or even entire themes you may want to see. Until next time, bye for now.